Hello, everybody. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you're joining us from. It's a pleasure to have you here with us today. It's another edition of our monthly webinar, Software Test Drive, and we're so happy to have you with us today. We're getting started. So you might want to reach out to your colleagues or friends and let them know that we're off to a great start already. And we have our guest speaker in our midst. I'm so excited to listen to him talk about his experience and share his story with us. We'll go ahead in a bit, but just before we go ahead, can we take one or two volunteers to just introduce themselves and tell us about what they do and what they hope to learn from this session? Anyone up? Okay, I can see Salman, I can see Sharon, a couple of other guys here too. Harry, welcome. So, Software Test Drive is a monthly webinar that we host to talk about all things software testing, from tips to how-tos to hacks to career advices to sessions where we listen to inspiring stories from people like Faisal, who's here with us today, and a couple of other interesting things that we talk about. We've started this going to about a year now, and it's always been an interesting session, edition after edition. So this month's edition is not going to be any less. I trust you're going to enjoy this so much. So welcome, and thank you for joining us again. So as I mentioned earlier, we are kicking the ball off, but before we do that, we're on social media. Are you on social media too? I'm sure you are. So if you're on social media, please follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter at Get Scandium, and you'll be able to get updates on any of the activities that we'll be having. So please, let's leave some seconds for everyone to be able to quickly do that. So get on LinkedIn or Twitter and follow us at Get Scandium. Ibrahim, you can help with links for people who are finding it hard to find that. I'm just going to wait a couple of seconds more for people who are still doing that to do that. Then we are going to go ahead. I'm sure you're all excited as I am for today's session. Okay, the clock is ticking. Okay, so we're going to move ahead right now. There will still be some other time for us to do this. So let's get right into why we're here today. I'm so pumped up for today's session because this is something that I've always looked forward to. So there's a lot of innovation, the space, there is AI, there's lots of things going around. And, there is the best practices, there is the things that we've learned, sometimes back, depending on when you started in your career. So how do you balance both? Today we'll be going on an insightful session with our guest speaker, and it will be about balancing tradition and innovation in quality assurance, a path to career success. And I have with us our guest speaker, none other than the Mohammad Faisal Khatri, who is a QA mentor and a blogger, and he will be taking us through this topic. Before we go ahead, Faisal is a seasoned software testing professional with over 15 years of experience in both automation and manual testing. As a QA specialist, freelance mentor, and blogger, he is deeply passionate about learning new tools and technologies and enjoys sharing his wealth of experience through insightful blog posts. Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome our guest speaker for today's test drive edition, Mohammad Faisal Khatri. You can do the round of applause with the emoji in Google Meet there.
Thank you, Jafar, for the introduction, and I'm overwhelmed with all the welcome and the latest speech that you made. Thank you so much. Uh, I hope I'm audible to everyone, and there are no issues with regards to the mic or any other thing. Okay, so let me quickly share my screen and let's begin with the today's session. I hope you're able to see my screen. So,
Yes, we
yeah, thank you so much for the confirmation. So today's topic is mostly related to balancing tradition and innovation in QA, a path to career success. And I'll be talking much about how would you like proceed with your current career path. How would you make yourself successful in the software testing journey in your career, and how easily can you like transition? If you are a manual tester, you can transition to an automation engineer, and if you're an automation engineer, you can upskill your skills that you presently have. So without wasting much time, let's begin. I hope Jafar already provided a kind of introduction from my side, but again I'll just revisit the introduction about myself. Like, I am Mohammad Faisal Khatri, with 15 plus years of experience in software testing. I am a QA freelancer, blogger, mentor, a trainer, and a YouTuber as well, and expertise in manual exploratory as well as web API and mobile automation testing. But before I tell you about like my career testing, software testing career, let me just quickly give you a grasp about my professional qualification as well. Like, I haven't like studied engineering in my college days. I am a commerce graduate, basically expertised into accountancy, and I worked before starting my career as a software testing professional. I was working as an accountant, and I hope like you'd be very much curious to know how I came into software testing when I studied commerce in my college days then. So it's like very a sparking story about me. Like, when I started working as an accountant, I saw that there was very limited scope with regards to the upskills and the career growth as well. If anyone is from the accountancy background, I can just give you a small introduction about like what accounts look like in the upgrade, in the final parts. Like, you just need to pass on some entries, do the calculations, pass on the trial balance, journal entries, and finally the ledger balance and the profit and loss account and so on. But after that, there I felt that there is a kind of a full stop, because I'm not getting any good job as well, because with regards to my financial position as well, I was not very much financially sound as well. So I decided to like do some uh, more insights around different professional careers. And from one of my friend, I got to know that there's another professional called software testing, in which I can leverage my skills and learn about new skills, and then transition myself from an accountant to a fully professional, like a software testing professional as well. And that gave me a chance to come up as a software testing professional as well. So initially my career began, I got a job offer from one of the fintech company as a trainee in the year 2008. And it was more of a kind of a software testing only, but since it was a fintech company, I had a previous experience with regards to accountancy and finance as well. And it mostly had the task related to testing the journal entries as well as the financial transactions in the software that was being developed in the fintech company that I joined. So it was more or less like, for me it was like more or less the kind of accountancy kind of job as well, because I had to check out for the different entries that were passing on correctly in the system or not. And accordingly, though I didn't have any experience with regards to software testing, but I had experience with regards to accountancy and other stuff, like a domain knowledge, I must say. So that gave me more emphasis, to deploy more emphasis on the software testing skills that I didn't have. So, and thanks to my managers and the mentors in the company who gave me on the job training as a trainee as well. And I was very much curious to learn about new things, because when I joined that company, there were a lot of other skills and stuff that I didn't knew about. Like the first one was, what do you mean by test case? I had to prepare test case. Then there were different steps like test plans, and there were web testing, there was front end, back end, SQL, and there were DevOps, there were other more or less, like there were 90% of the things which I didn't knew about when I joined that job. And then slowly and gradually I started picking up different skills, like as a manual exploratory tester. Like I was shown different parts, like you need to test this stuff, you need to check if the title is coming correctly or not, you need to check if the background color is correct or not, you need to check the business requirements specification, and accordingly prepare the test cases. Like if you are checking out for the background color, like the background color of the screen is light blue, then it should match with what is being developed by the developer, and accordingly you need to put up a pass or a fail in front of that particular test case. And this way I got to know, like, this is known as a test case and how I should proceed with my career. And if there is a failure, and you need to report it to the respective developer and ask him to correct it, so that you get a better software with quality, and what actually the client wants, you need to deliver that. uh, After working with in the career for 7+ years as a manual tester, manual exploratory tester ideally, so all of my stuff were mostly related to doing manual testing of websites, though mobile application were not available in those days. I'm talking about in the year 2008 till 2014-15, where I worked as a manual tester. It was mostly related to the testing the backend stuff, like the SQL queries, working in the databases, and also doing some kind of exploratory testing around the websites. And it was more or less kind of an IIS related websites, which was developed on the Microsoft platform. And most of the stuffs were related to web testing only. Then in the year 2016, one of my friend who was working as a test automation, he had a test automation engineer, he had a very good skills with regards to test automation. He was well versed and a pro in Java, and he used to do automation testing using some commercial tools at that time. I don't remember the name of that tool, because it was a heavily used tool at that time. I think it was something related to load runner for performance testing. And there was some other tools as well that was developed by IBM. And the company had to pay a very hefty price for getting those tools, because at that time there were no open source tools available for web and other automation stuff. So this person, one of my friend who was a pro in automation engineering, he told me that since I have a good experience in manual exploratory testing, and since the companies are transitioning from manual to the automation stuff now, so I need to get a good hold on the automation stuff as well. And since I didn't have any experience with regards to engineering or the programming languages, he told me to like start learning with Java, at least because Java at that time was very much popular. So I started learning Java in 2015, and still I'm a very uh, at a stage of learning Java only, and I'm still learning it, because nothing can get you complete, because there are latest versions of Java released every 6 months, and there are some of the other things, new things coming up every year. So you need to be a quick learner, and you need to keep learning around the stuff out there. After that, I also started learning on web, mobile, and automation testing skills. Finally, I can term it as a kind of an long-term goal that I achieved. Like I was hired by ThoughtWorks, which is a very good company with regards to consultancy stuff. And I was hired as a lead consultant quality analyst in 2021 by that company. uh, giving a glimpse around this company, if you check out for the toughest interview by the software testing companies or the software industries or the software companies, you can see ThoughtWorks coming at around like second or the third position who offers the most toughest interview. At the first position is McKinsey and Company, and Google comes down the line at around like fourth or fifth position somewhere. So it was like around 7 to 8 different interviews I had to go through. After that, I was given this offer, and it seems to be a kind of an achievement for me to work for ThoughtWorks. It was a kind of a dream company for me, and I was hired for that company. After the joining ThoughtWorks, I came to know about different skills, like I can work as a blogger, QA analyst, as well as a blogger, YouTuber. I can create my own tutorials and write blogs as well. And then I started writing software testing blogs, and from the year 2022, though I was also inspired by many thought workers who gave me an inspiration regarding writing blogs, creating thought like YouTube videos and so on. And after that, I started my YouTube channel in 2023 as well. Now, coming to the challenges encountered and lessons learned. So, first, I will be talking about the challenges encountered throughout my career. So, the first challenge that I failed, that I encountered, what I failed in multiple interviews in the technical round itself. So, sharing my short story about ThoughtWorks itself, I was rejected by ThoughtWorks in 2019 at the first round, which is the CV screening round. So, my CV, after seeing my CV, they said that you are not capable to move ahead with the job. So I had to like wait again for 6 months. That was the cooling period for giving the next round of interview. After that, I checked out many websites and the Google. After searching on Google, I came to know that I need to prepare a good CV which should be short and sweet and should have most of my information updated. I need to cut out all the clutter which is not required from my CV, and accordingly position such a way in such a way that my skills are getting highlighted, and all my projects as well as whatever important tasks that I have finished and whatever achievements I have made, that should be put accordingly in the CV as well. In one of my interviews, I remember that I was given a simple task of automating to with the table part, like HTML tables. They gave me one task of automating the finding out the data from one of the row in the HTML tables using Selenium WebDriver with Java, in which I failed. And after that interview as well, the next interview which I got was also related to the same stuff, where they asked me around to rate myself in terms of Java, JavaScript, and other automation tools as well, out of 5. And then I gave the rating somewhere. I gave the rating as 2, 2.5, then 3 somewhere. And again, I was rejecting, saying that you don't have that much confidence to present yourself. If you have skills, you should have provided more numbers. Like instead of 2, you could have provided 3 somewhere. And if you can present yourself well, you should be able to get like go through with the other stuff presented in the interviews as well. So I was rejected many a times, and sometimes though the interview was good, but I couldn't uh, like give the correct answers, because there were a lot of negative thoughts that were going on in my mind, like if I would be able to clear the interview or not, or if there would be any problem with regards to interview, or if they ask me some or the other questions, how will I present myself and so on. And the final challenge that I got was related to work life balance and stress. And I feel like most of the QA engineers face this day in day out with regards to work life balance and stress, because if you are a manual tester, anytime whenever the build is ready, you need to deliver it to the client, you need to sit late and do all the stuff, and clear out whatever bills you get with quality so we release quality software to the respective client. And with regards to stress, whenever there is a workload that increases, and you have to like in a straight in the same week itself, if you need to stretch and complete out all the stuff, then there is a stress as well. Also, stress comes out, I also noticed that stress comes out when you do not possess the actual quality that is required by your job. So let me take you to the next slide, where I'll show you the lesson learned. So first, I'll begin with the stress part only. As I said, like I noticed that if you don't possess the required skills, then also you face a lot of stress, because you don't know how to complete that particular job that is been assigned to you. So how do you face this kind of challenge? So you need to keep yourself upgraded with the latest trend in the industry. You need to check out for the different blogs, read out relevant articles that actually help you out with learning the new skills that is being demanded by your respective profession. And also, just learning things doesn't help, you need to keep on practicing as well. If you do not practice, some or the other day you will lose out the stuff that you have learned. So it's better to keep on practicing. Also, I observed that at the time of interview I used to keep on uh, going through the interview questions before the interview, so that I can present myself well, and just check out the for the answer, so that whatever the interviewer asks, I would be able to answer that correctly. But I observed that this also does not help at large, though you may revisit the interview questions before the interview. But it's better if you keep on practicing and upgrading yourself with the latest industry trends, so it helps you up in the long run. Rather than just going to the interview questions, you just upgrade your skills, keep practicing, and keep out for learning more, and check out for the latest stuff. Either you can google out the different stuffs that are available, you can check out for the software testing concepts, you can read books, and so on. And the final part, which is be patient and keep calm. So this is the most important thing that you need to bring in your day to day life. Like, you need to be patient and keep calm, so you do not uh, overpower yourself with the negative thoughts. And keeping calm and patient helps you all in the long run as well. And you tend to make good decisions, because when you keep yourself calm and cool, you can make good decisions, and you can just think upon whatever you want to speak to your respective whatever this situation you are in. If you want to provide a kind of an answer, or if you want to provide a kind of another decision with regards to your life or your job and so on, if you keep calm and be patient, then you can just think upon differently, and then provide the respective take upon the respective step that you want to take. Next thing, leveraging new technologies for career growth. Like I said, like in 2016 I started working, learning automation stuff, and programming languages and so on. So at that time I analyzed that there were many tools that were available in the market, but most of them that were used was, and in popular and in demand, was Selenium WebDriver with Java. The other tool that was coming up was APM for mobile automation, and there were other stuffs with regards to performance testing, like tools like JMeter, and there were other stuffs like for security testing it was OWASP top 10. These were all the tools that were taken up, and Jenkins was used in most of the companies at that time for CI/CD and automation. So I decided to create a list of all the tools that are needed and required for upgrading my skills. So accordingly I started learning about those new tools related to software testing, DevOps, CI/CD, automated pipelines, and then the Agile. So Agile was the latest entry in the software industry, because most of the time whenever I was working in 2008 to 2014, it was waterfall model, and then some companies pushed to V model as well, and then finally came the Agile, where we started using Scrum and Kanban boards as well. So if you want to keep upgraded with the latest technologies, you need to start checking out for the latest trending blogs. You can check out for many blogs on different platforms that are available over the internet. You may check out for the popular software testing channels on YouTube as well. You can check out for software testing books as well that are available. One book that I know very well, I've been reading a lot since last 4 or 5 years. I've been revisiting that book, that is Agile Testing by Lisa Crispin. It's one of the best book that I have gone through it. You can also check out for the different concepts like testing pyramid. I never knew about what is testing pyramid until I came to ThoughtWorks, because that was religiously followed in ThoughtWorks. Testing pyramid is a very good solution to the latest agile methodology, and it provides you with the all the latest automated stuff, whatever automation that you require, like starting from scratch, committing a code to the remote repository, then taking up and running in automated pipelines all the different tests like unit tests, integration, contract tests, and then moving up to the deploying the code to the next environment, and then finally moving it to the production. And everything happens in an automated fashion. So it's a very good concept. You can just check out for the testing pyramid as well. And finally, Coming to the latest trend that is been going on in the market today is utilizing the AI and no code technologies. Now, why do we want no code technologies, and why do we want to emphasize on AI? The only thing is every company is moving towards AI these days. This is because it's make things easier for the people who are working in that company. First of all, if I talk as a tester, if you are a tester with zero coding knowledge, you can easily use the no code tool. And like I said, if you are a manual automation engineer, and if you are a manual testing engineer and you want to move to towards the automation engineering, you can just check out for no code tool. It helps you up using the UI of the tool. You can just try to automate different steps in that respective tool that you want to automate, and it will help you generate the code on the runtime as you go and check out for the different steps that you want to automate. It also minimizes the manual intervention, and you don't have to like manually intervene with any of the other stuffs day in day out. Like if you want to like for example, in manual testing, one of the developer has checked in the code, you verified that code, and you checked out the application as well, and then you found that there is a bug in that respective application. Like for example, the link is not working as at the first time itself. You just send the code back, you just send that particular build back to the developer and say that like this build needs to be fixed because this link is not working. Again, you will have to just manually verify these things and on and so on. And now if you check out for the no code tools, or a kind of a low code tools, you can just write a single statement of code, like driver.get, or this is driver.get is related to the Selenium. Same way you may get another lines of code in your no code tool as well, and you can just automate those stuff, and then just click on the play button to run that respective test, and it will easily run everything for you. You don't have to manually intervene and run all those stuff by sitting on the computer and running everything manually out there. AI driven tools also have the capability to write the test, execute them, and analyze the test automatically. So this is another stuff which actually saves your time. You don't have to write the test manually, you don't have to execute them, and again you need to send out the different test results to the respective team members, maybe on the developers community, or developers committee, or the other department out there like DevOps and so on. Or you may also require to send it to the UAT team members as well, like showing them that the respective tests have passed and all your builds are running successfully. So these AI driven tools also have the capability to analyze all those things for you, and they summarize all the reports, and then you can just directly download the PDF or the PNG or JPG files and accordingly send it to the respective team that they require. And this helps you save your time, like and it helps you save your time as well. And it also helps in speedy execution of the regression cycles. Now regression testing is one of the major component in software testing. Whenever there is a change in the code, or if there is any new requirement that has been implemented, you need to run the regression cycles to check out that the existing running tests that were running fine previously are running fine now as well after the changes have been made to the site. Now this AI and the no code tools and technologies also helps in running the regression testing cycles easily, and also in a very speedy manner. You don't have to do manual kind of intervention everything every time, and this helps you a lot in the long run. And it also helps save the tester time that can be utilized in other tasks. Now there are multiple tasks that a tester has to go through. Like he has to check out the different business requirement documents, he need to check out with the different clarification doubts he has around the software testing technologies and tools. And also he needs to like check out for the different stuff that are available in the popular and available in the industry and so on. So these all things can be covered even only if the software tester gets enough time, that can be saved using these AI tools and no code technologies as well. I hope this gave you a better insight around the things with regards to software testing and the latest plans that are available in the market. uh, I would like to like hand over this to Jafar next. Maybe you can take it over. Thank you so much, everyone.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Faisal, for that comprehensive deep dive into your experience as a QA engineer, as a QA leader, because I mean, you've got so much experience, and it's interesting to learn how you've navigated through all of those challenges. Because That's what puts a lot of people back in the bench when they're not able to survive through certain challenges that the career, any career whatsoever, throws at them. It's a pleasure to listen to you, and I can see that everybody was excited. I'm sure they learned a lot, given by the emojis, the clappings, the thumbs ups, and all of that. It was really nice listening to you. I'm gonna
Thank you.
bring back my screen. Okay, so we're going to go into question and answers. But before we do that, would like to give some 30 seconds again for everyone who's yet to check out our social media to do that. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Twitter, and you get to uh, get updates on any of the programs we're having. We have this monthly, like I mentioned. We're still going to have subsequent editions that are interesting. The editions are usually in between getting inspiring stories about career stories like this and topical issues around software test automation. For example, last month we talked about API testing, the best practices and challenges. We had Udeme, come to Udeme is a QA engineer at InterSwitch. She came around, and really went through, the details. You can check out our YouTube channel, by the way, to catch up on that. We usually upload all of these sessions on our YouTube channel, so you would not get to miss anything, even if you were not in one of the sessions. So it's a pleasure. Yeah, of course, we're going to do the same for today's edition. After this session, we're going to definitely upload that to our YouTube channel, and you can catch up from there. So if you missed any part, you'll be able to catch up. Besides that, you would also, as long as you have registered before attending this, would send you an email, with the recording and the link to the YouTube channel after this. And of course, we'll also send you reminders for subsequent editions. If, however, you didn't register, you just got here through the main link, link, the YouTube link directly, of course, you can reach out to Ibrahim now. So I'm sure we're all ready. So if you have questions to ask, please raise up your hands. If you want to type them in chat, you can also do that. Um, I'm going to look at the hands raised now. I'm going to take it one after the other. I think for now we have Salman. So we'll take Salman first, and then we'll come to Okwemi, and then we'll look at the chat box for questions. So Salman, let's go.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. My question is to Mr. Khatri. Actually, I'm new to quality assurance QA field, and as you mentioned that, and I'm doing manual testing at the moment, and I would love to go to automation. Now, if I need to skip the automation, and if I go to AI tools to generate the automation for QA, so, do you recommend that, or do you recommend us to learn the basics of automation testing?
Yeah. So the first part is you need to know both of the things. So first of all, you should get some basic knowledge around programming tools as well as the automation tools as well, how these tools work. The next thing is you should also learn about the no code tools. If you are not familiar with the programming languages, no code tool is a very good option. You can just try those tools and start learning and implementing all the stuff using those tools as well. But you should have a basic understanding around how the automation tools work, the code that is being used, what are the different technologies that is being used by these tools, because at some or the other point, if these tools if you are working with a company that does not use any no code kind of a tool, you can just recommend those kind of tools to this company, because if you know about the background working of those tools, you'd be better in a better position to understand and know and explain that tools to these companies as well, and ask them to implement them as well. I hope
Thank
you.
you, Mr. Khatri. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. So man, I hope your question was well answered.
Oh yes, absolutely. The thing is,
Great.
I'm quite new to QA and just learning bit by bit. And I think I really appreciate the presentation because then I can explore the no code tools more and then get benefit out of it. Thank you.
Great, great. You're most welcome. So Scandium is a no-code tool that you can easily use for both web, mobile, and API testing. You do not have to write any lines of code, and then it's super intuitive once you get in. Of course, you can also use our. We have a community on Slack that you can join. And you can put questions to everyone in the community. As you go along, in your journey to learn.
Sure.
So
And what's the name of the tool you said? I'm sorry.
Scandium.
Scandium. Okay, perfect. Got it.
Yeah, that's what you can see on my shirt. Can you see it? Scandium.
Yes. Yes.
Great. So
Okay.
Ibrahim is going to drop the URL. Great. He just did that. So you can check it out. And I do hope that helps you. So there are lots of things that you can get access to for support. There is articles that you can use, that you can read on the blog. There is videos that you can check out, so many things. And of course, please join the community on Slack. You'll be able to directly ask questions to other people, and then they'll be able to help you out.
Sure. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. So let's go on to Okoyemi. Okoyemi, let's have you.
Okay. Thank you so much for the presentation. I've registered several times to have the opportunity to join these sessions, but I've not been chanced. But I'm lucky to be able to join today, and I really appreciate Mr. Faisal for the presentation. My question is similar to the question just asked by the other person. In my own case, I have been a QA tester for quite a while, but I left for another appointment, and I've been out of it for close to 5 years now. But I want to go back, and now QA testing has moved from manual to more of automation in the last 5 years. So my skills are still, I know that. So I want to do automated now. I have the manual skills. I can do it very well, although I've left it for a while. But then I want to go back. So I want to ask the path to going back. How do you advise I go back? Is it easy for me to pick up the automated skills now? I now know of the no-code tools like Scandium, which actually got me to follow Scandium in the first place. How do I get to use it? Do I need to pay? Do I need to buy? What do I need to do? How do I need to go about it? And if I want to go into full automated testing, how do I go about it? I just need guidance and help, so I can go back fully to software testing and I can get my next job. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. I'll allow Faisal to go ahead to answer.
So I feel Jafar, he needs more of a kind of help with regards to Scandium. You just share the links as well as the YouTube tutorials that could help him out with learning Scandium and using that tool as well.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I feel that can be provided in the chat. But going back to like software testing again with the fully automated stuff, no code tool is a good choice. You can learn that tool. You will be provided with the YouTube links as well as the documentation there on the chat as well. But I will suggest you to learn more around like coding as well as the popular open source tools that are available in the market today, like Selenium, APM. Then you have Rest Assured for API testing and so on. So you can just try these tools and the no code tool as well. I'm definitely sure that you like more of a kind of no code tools because there's less coding required. And if you check out for the open source tools, you require some more kind of hands-on skill with regards to writing automation code and other stuff. So if you are planning to write code and learn automation, then in that case you need to learn more around the programming language like Java, JavaScript, maybe Node.js, Python, and so on. And then know the documentation around the different automation tools that are popularly available in the market today.
Perfect. Thank you. So to get started, to answer the part of your question where you were talking about, how do you get started on Scandium? Do you have to pay something? Well, you can sign up on Scandium today and start using Scandium immediately for free. You don't have to, pay to start using. Of course, when you want to use it with your organizations, there are premium. I mean, there's a premium version, and the version for enterprises that, of course, has more access, more functionalities, more resources available to them. They're not pay for that. But of course, you can start and scan to the end entirely for free, and you'll be able to do majority of sharing a couple of YouTube, videos that you can get on, just check it out, and you'll be able to pick it up super fast. Like Faisal mentioned, one of the benefits of using this or the traditional script-based tools or code-based tools is that you can pick it up very fast if you're a non-technical person, and you will not even miss. It's not a function of, oh, you would not be able to do this just because you're using a no-code tool. You actually will be able to do a lot of things. We'll get to that before the end of the session, but I hope we've answered your questions.
Yeah, thank you. You have answered my question very well. I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. Welcome. So let's go on to Ben. Ben, let's have a question.
All right. Hi everyone. Am I audible?
You're audible.
Yes,
All right.
go ahead, please.
All right. Thank you. So thank you for your session. My question is around the AI replacing testers in the industry. So can you please address the concerns and highlight the collaborative opportunities between testers and AI tools in software development in general?
So this is a very largely asked questions nowadays over the LinkedIn as well as Twitter. But the thing here is, I don't feel like AI been replacing testers as at the very earliest stage, because AI is still under development. There are a lot of things that are required, because if you talk about AI as well, you require some other person to sit there and run around it. Like if you talk about no code automation tools or maybe low code automation tools, you still require some kind of a person sitting over the computer to run those respective steps out there. And though if you talk about skills, if you have good skills, no one can take your job. Like if you are a skilled person, every company requires a skilled person, and ideally you would be required every now and then. So I feel AI is not taking up any of the testers jobs out there. You just need to learn AI to like shorten up your to save your time and shorten up your time that it takes to complete your job. So it will eventually help you out in learning new things. It will save your time, and it will help you out in speedy execution and providing quality bills to the respective clients.
All right. Thank you for that. But I have another question, which is just it's a basic question anyway. It's basically like, what initially sparked your interest in software testing and QA? I'm curious.
Can you just repeat it? Sorry, I lost a bit between.
Oh, okay. So my question is, what initially sparked your interest in software testing and QA in general?
Yeah. So, like I said, I started working as an accountant, and it was a kind of an audits that I used to do for smaller cooperative banks here in India, and it was more of a kind of checking the different sections in the accounts out there. And when I gave the first interview around software testing in the fintech company, they told me that it would be kind of auditing the software, like the same way you audit the accounts, you will audit the software. And once I joined that company and started working as a software auditor. My first initial designation was software auditor. And when I joined that company, I was given a task of like checking out the software. You just check out the different bugs. It was like a kind of playing a game around sitting on the computer and just checking out for the different irregularities inside it. And that gave me a very good starting exposure with regards to software testing, and it interested me a lot, and then I started my career in it. I hope I gave your answer.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much for that.
Thanks. Jafar, can you take it over, please? Do we have any other questions from anyone? Yeah, please go ahead.
So, good morning. Thank you so much for the insightful session. So I was wondering that this no code tools that you've been and AI tools, testing tools that you've been talking about, um, are there some kind of like limitations to them compared to those tools that we use coding, like we use coding, we code with, you understand, like are there some limitations, or these no coding tools and AI tools, they'll be able to do exactly everything that we we do with tools that involved coding? Thank you.
Yeah, so every tool has some kind of limitations and advantages as well as disadvantages. So the first thing, there might be some limitations, but when you're talking about the no code tools, you can anytime speak up with the respective support engineers. If I talk about open source tools, you do not have any kind of dedicated customer care or any other supporting team sitting out there to help you out with the things that you are stuck up with. But these no code tools teams, there is availability of a support team and the customer care with whom you can just directly talk up with the respective limitation that you are facing. And ideally, if you get stuck up in any of the situations out there, they are there to help you out with the respective stuff. But ideally, there might be some limitations, advantages as well, and every tool has that thing. But if you're talking about some scenarios and other stuff, these customer care people can be able to help you out with the limited stuff out there. And if you're talking about the with coding tool like Selenium and so on, you'll have to search out for the different if you're stuck up somewhere, you will be able to like search out on Google, or if there is nothing available, then you'll have to take help of the senior most person available. There is no dedicated team out there ideally. So it's a kind of a like mix mag thing, like you have some limitations over the tools, and for the open source tools you don't have the dedicated team, so you are in a fix out there.
All right, thank you.
Great, thank you for your answer. Do we still have any questions before we move into the next session? Any other? Okay, Mustafa is
Yeah,
raising his hands.
good day, everyone. So, I just want to add to the question asked about AI to replacing testers or anything. I do not think that would happen anytime soon, because when what's this guy called? This ChatGPT came out, everybody was saying ChatGPT would replace developers. but there are still needs for more developers. So the major thing, just like Mohammed has talked, is we need to just improve our skills. We need to get better at whatever we're doing. So with that, I believe there will still be needs for more QA testers, and then QA testers should just make sure that they make use of all these tools out there to help them improve, and then they shouldn't be left behind in the old ways. So yeah, that's just the things I just want to add. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much for your contribution. It's just like the saying that AI would not replace teachers, but teachers who use AI will replace teachers who don't. So same thing for every field, I guess. AI would not really replace anybody, but then of course people who can take advantage of AI would be at a stronger pedestal to take advantage of opportunities as they come. So I see a question in the chat box. Thank you. I've learned
So
Selenium for almost 3 years. How and
I
where can
have
I find the project? Okay.
so I have provided the answer for that questions. You can proceed.
Okay, great, great. Thank you for, yeah, I just saw that now. So yes, so for those of us who are not paying attention to the charts, you can check that out. So you can see that's a place where you can get real-time projects that you can work on. So please check that out. And I'm sure it would help. Thank you very much, everyone, for those wonderful questions. I love it when questions come. It really shows that people have been participating in the session, as opposed to when everybody was just there and put on their Google Meet and are doing something else. So thank you very much for all of those awesome questions. We really appreciate them. So if there are no questions anymore, I guess we're going to move on then to the next thing on our agenda. So usually, if you've been part of test drive, you already know that we usually have another session that is the trivia. So, but before we go back to the trivia, where we're going to have this contest where you get to answer questions, and from answering the questions, you would get to win a cash prize if you luckily are the winner of the trivia. This is something that might be interesting to some of us here. We're having the QA fellowship starting, applications are already being taken. The QA fellowship is targeted especially at people who are manual testers or automation testers who are just beginners, or manual testers with some mid-level experience, say 2, 3, 4 years of experience. So it is targeted at making them accelerate their careers and become much better. So so you can go on to the link and just fellowship.getscandium.com and apply. If you're given an opportunity to join the software testing fellowship, then you would be able to learn, everything around test automation, the code and the no code parts of it. You would be able to grow your career super faster and be of value to any companies requiring automation testing. You'll be able to adeptly use no code tools and as well understand what all the code-based tools are and are able to roll. So yeah, please head on. I feel this answers some of the questions we've had so far. So I recommend that you head on straight to fellowship. Ibrahim, you can help us drop link as well. You can head on to fellowship at getscandium.com, and then you'll be able to apply and you'll be able to join the fellowship, hopefully, when you go through the application process. So that said, Scandium, to remind you, Scandium is a no-code test automation solution that allows you to do web, mobile, and API testing with ease. So if you're wondering how that looks like exactly, well, yes, I'm just going to give you a short commercial before we go into the quiz, the test, the quiz, online quiz that we're going to have. Just before that, we're just going to have a short commercial break. You check out video, very short one about how you can use Scandium to create tests, and then we're going to go into the quiz and see what the winner is, and then we're going to wrap up this session. So let's go ahead, Ibrahim.
Scandium makes it extremely fast and easy to create and maintain end-to-end test cases for your web apps. To get started, click on this new test button here on the Scandium app. So on this page, all you need to do is to provide a starting URL to the page or the app you want to test. So I'm going to be using a popular QA app. So demo QA. So I'll put in the URL here. Then I'll click on the record button. So I'm clicking on the record button. The application I want to test, that is the AUT, opens up. So once the application is up, I can start to interact with the application. So all the actions I do will be captured by Scandium and be turned to steps that can be repeated. So as an indicator, Scandium has this toolbar down here at the bottom right where you can take a number of other actions. So I can drag this around, but I'll leave it back here. So now for my interactions, I'm going to click on these forms. So it goes to this page, then I can click on practice form, which loads the form. So what I want to do is to fill in this form and then submit, then I'll do some assertion. So fill in my first name, fill in my last name as well. So I'll type in my email. So I'll select my gender. So you can see as I'm taking each action, this counter on the toolbar here is incrementing. So I'll continue with my actions. So I type in a phone number, then I go on to select the date. Then for my subjects, I'm going to have one subject, which is English. Then I'll select two hobbies. So now one very nice thing about Scandium is it captures file upload steps. So if I select a file during my testing, so Scandium is able to capture it and even redo that action for you. So I'm going to fill in an address now. So let's say I type this in. So then I'll select this. I'll select this as my city. So I'll submit the form. So on submitting the form, I want to assert that, yes, submitting the form was indeed successful. So what I'm going to do is to assert that I can see this particular text on a certain element. So I'm going to come to the bottom left, bottom right here to click on the green check mark on the Scandium toolbar. So to add a conditional assertion. So on clicking on that button, now I can put the page into inspection mode. So on clicking on that assertions now, the page is now in inspection mode. So I can highlight any element. So any element I highlight on the page will be having this dotted border around it to show me that yes, the page is in an inspection mode. So I'll click on this particular thanks for submitting the form, and on clicking on that, so I want to then do an assertion against it. So I want to assert that the element should contain text. And what is that text? So Scandium prefills the text for me automatically from the elements that I select. So thanks for submitting the form. So I can save this assertion. So I'll assume this is the end-to-end of my particular test case for this scenario, which is to submit a form. So I'm going to stop this recording now. So I'm stopping the recording and coming back to my Scandium dashboard, I can see a list of all the steps that I took. So from the moment when I visited the URL, then I clicked on forms and so on and so forth, even to the assertion that I did, which was also added as a step. So also I can see a screenshot of the its map of the where the action occurred. So for example, where I clicked on practice form, so I can see that there is a focus on the practice form. Of course, I can view the enlarged version of the screenshot of the page. So what I'm going to do now to be sure that my test that I've just created is repeatable, so I will just quickly replay this test for Scandium to redo everything that I've just done. So clicking the replay button, Scandium opens up a new window and loads the application on that test once again, and then starts to do all of those things that I did when I was recording. So bear in mind that this is not a video recording. This is Scandium actually redoing all of those things that I did. So it has typed in the first name, last name, the email, gender, phone number. So it's typing in the subject, selecting the hobbies. Now at this point for the picture or the file I uploaded, so it is going to also re-download the file and then upload it into the app that I'm testing. So we can see the app, the file has come up, and then select the state and city, submit the form, and then it does the assertion to be sure that the form submitted successfully. So once all of this is successful, I can see this prompt here. Scandium has finished replaying the test scenarios, so I should check my dashboard for the results. So I can close this window and come back here. So coming back to my dashboard now, I can see that all steps were successful. So with this past label here, so I can see success, success, success. So if there was a failure, I'll be able to see that something has failed, and I'll be able to see the reason for the failure. So if I thought there was a failure, I could just come to results. So in this result, I could do a screenshot comparison of the page. So at the point when I was recording and at the point of the replay. So if there are changes in the page that could impact your results, so you'd be able to see. If at all your test fails for some certain reasons, you'll be able to visually see what has gone wrong. So this is a quick end-to-end of how to use basic Scandium features. Of course, there are lots of things for you to explore, or leave it there as of now. I hope you enjoy this.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that.
Scandium makes it extremely fast and easy.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. So we're going to move on to, I'm sure everybody is excited now, wants to get into the part where we get to compete for the cash prize. Yeah. So, but then that's Scandium. Scandium can do quite a lot of things for you. That's just a short one on web testing. You can do mobile, you can do APIs. So let's go into the quiz now. Who is ready? So you can scan the QR code to join, or you can visit menti.com and enter that code on the screen, 42242354, and you'll be able to join the quiz. So who's ready? Okay, we have 12 players already. You can still join. No, the quiz is not closed yet. Okay, 15 players. You can still join. We're going to wait some more 30 seconds for people who are still interested to join.
So what's the quiz code?
The code is 42242354.
Sorry, where can we join?
You can click the link. You can visit menti.com. There are different ways to join. You can just visit menti.com and enter the quiz code. You can also click the link that has been dropped directly to access that. Okay, the link has just been dropped again. You can click the link directly to join. If you're still being asked for the quiz code, then please use the code 42242354, as you can see on the screen. Some more 10 seconds. We're going to go ahead with 20 players now. Are we ready? Yeah, this is going to be as interesting as ever. I'm sure you did not want to miss out. Okay, so if you still want to join and you're yet to join, can you let us know so we can wait for you, or we can just go ahead now and confirm and just assume everybody has joined? If you want us to still wait for you, you can talk or you can raise your hand or something. Okay, I guess we're good to go then. So Ibrahim, let's go. Okay, the faster you can answer, the higher your points. So it's not just about getting it correctly, it's about getting it correctly as fast as possible. Wow, interesting. Everybody knows that QA is quality assurance. Well, good start. Okay, interesting. This is the leaderboard. Kathy is on top for now. Let's see. It's not over yet. You can take over, answer as fast as possible to get more points. We have a lot of brilliant folks here. Everybody's getting it correctly, almost. Okay, interesting. 10 has sent Kathy away. Bookie is also coming up. You're doing well. Web testing, API testing, mobile testing, which of them can Scandium do? Oh, nice. All of the above. Let's see who's on the leaderboard. Then Dr. Centipede, Beyonce, Bookie is there, Baby Tester. Ooh, Bookie is up. It's not over until it's over. Who knows? You can come from 10th and come up. Smoke testing. Wow, lots of correct answers again. Who's on top now? We're almost at the mid. Okay, Bookie is still up. Dr. Centipede is getting ready to take over. What's the role of assertions in API testing? Assertions in API testing. By the way, when you do API testing with Scandium, you don't have to write lines of code, in case you did not know that. It's still no code. Bookie is still on top. Dr. Centipede. Okay. Seems we're having a bit of an issue there, but we're back. Load testing. That's the seventh question, or is it the sixth? Means we still have 4 questions before the end of this game. So I'm here to tell you that you can aspire to aspire and refire, and you can be a winner. Woo! Dr. Centipede is up. Interesting. Black box testing. Wow. Nice. Let's see who is up again. Is Dr. Centipede going to maintain this or leave it up to 10? 10 is up. Wow, this is interesting. I mean, nobody is getting to stay so long on the leaderboard. Unlike previous edition, when somebody just keeps loading it. Interesting. We don't know who's going to come up next. What's a bug? What's a bug? Okay, now everybody's happy this one. So, and who's up this time around? Again, it's not just about being correct, it's about answering correctly and fast. So, who's up? 10 maintains the lead. Interesting. Well, just 2 questions. It's not over until it is over. Stress testing. What's the purpose? What's the purpose of stress testing? Correct. Final question. Who is on this leaderboard right now? Is it still 10? 10 wants to get 10 10. Interesting. So let's see. Let's see if you are going to maintain this after this last and final question. You can take it from 10, please. It's the 10th question. Please take it from 10. Okay. Boundary value analysis. Correct. Correct. Okay, the winner is 10. 10 is the winner. 10 made it to the 10th. A round of applause for 10, please. Who is 10, by the way? Come and introduce yourself. You can unmute your mic and talk. So after
Jaffa,
10, Buki.
Jaffa, it's me.
Ben, congratulations. Thank you. After 10, we have Buki, and then we have Beyonce. Buki, please, you can unmute and introduce yourself too.
I'm Buki.
And who is Beyonce?
Hi, I'm Beyonce.
Hi, hello. I'm not seeing who's speaking. Who's that?
Chioma.
Oh, Choma. Welcome, welcome. Congratulations, Beyonce. And Dr. Centipede is who? Who is Dr. Centipede? Nobody? Ghost participant? Okay, no problem. Thank you very much, guys. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank God there and turned into Man City, right? Like EPL. It makes sense. Okay, no problem, no problem. Congratulations to everybody. The person that would go with the cash prize would be Beyonce. Congratulations, Beyonce. Round of applause for Beyonce. Don't worry, guys. 10 and Buki know that they know why they would not be getting the cash prize, and Beyonce, the next top scorer, would get it. A round of applause. 10, please congratulate Beyonce. Okay, guys, I'm going to bring back my screen. So, congratulations. Again, Olympic is not to win, but to participate. Thank you very much, guys, for participating in that trivia. It's a pleasure to have you as always. We've almost come to the end of the today's edition. Ben, you want to say something?
Yeah, Jaffa, your attention is needed.
Okay, I'm not sure I got that. Okay, so let's go on. Let's ride on. Like I mentioned, we've almost come to the end of this session today. So okay, so I'm sharing my screen back again. So, in case you're wondering, yes, you know that Scandium does web, mobile, and API testing, but then you're unsure, will Scandium be able to handle, some of the very important, things you do with test automation, like effectively managing assumptions, data-driven testing, couple of things like test data management and more. Of course, you can use Scandium to do a lot of things to scale your testing efforts. So it is a very robust solution that takes everything beyond the limits that there is, and make sure you can do test automation effectively on API testing, on web testing, and on mobile testing. Feel free to visit the link that has been shared. We can share it again. Getscandium.com. You can sign up today and start enjoying using Scandium. To do so many things and even schedule your runs, schedule your tests to run at any point in time. So let us leave there and come back to close. Don't forget to follow us on social media. As previously mentioned, don't forget to follow us on social media on LinkedIn and on Twitter. We are there. The links have been dropped. And yes, you can join our Slack community. On our Slack community, get access to things like job opportunities. You get to ask questions on our support and feedback channel. Any questions you might have, you want somebody to walk you through something, you're curious about something, anything around test automation, there is a community of people over there to ask for you. And of course, if you want to ask questions about Scandium itself, of course, you're also welcome to ask questions about that too, and you have people respond to you on that. Thank you very much, guys, once again for joining us. Join us next month for another amazing edition of Software Test Drive. Okay.
It's AZ.
AZ, yeah, please.
Hi guys. So Jafar, I guess there's a mix-up. Buki was next in line after Ben. But then you declared the third person the winner. So for the sake of this, would then declare the second and the third as winner for this week, and then we'll reward both of them. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Apologies. Where's Buki again?
I'm here. I'm
Buki.
here.
Apologies for that. Apologies. So Choma and Rashidat, that's Beyonce, right? I know Rashida is
Okay.
Buki and Choma is Beyonce. So both of them would get the prize for this edition. Congratulations to both of you. Well, it's a female word. I don't know what my guys were doing, by the way, but then it's fine. We'll come again. We'll come again next time. We're coming for you guys next month. So yes, please join us next month for another amazing edition of Software Test Drive. On Software Test Drive Monthly, we discuss things around software test automation, from looking into interesting topics, looking into best practices, looking into trends in software test automation. And of course, we also do things like bringing people to share their experiences with you. You can, learn from their inspiring stories. You can ask questions to them and all of that. Couple of interesting things. Okay, somebody said ladies first. Well, ladies first. So be it. Anyway, they took the first themselves already. They were not waiting for you to even give them. So congratulations to them. Please visit app.getscandium.com today to try out Scandium, and please share your feedback. With us. We'll be happy to listen to you. And of course, if you work with an organization and you want to explore Scandium for your organization, feel free to book a demo on our website when you go to getscandium.com. And of course, follow us on social media and engage your posts. We look forward to seeing you again next month on Software Test Drive. Enjoy and have a great one. Okay, thank you guys. We're going to end the session now. You can click or you can copy out the links to join us on Slack, on LinkedIn, and everywhere. And of course, you can check out our YouTube channel as well as the Scandium website. So thank you very much. See you on the next edition next month of May. Bye.